Continuing Wolverine's 50-year anniversary celebration, Marvel Legends brings you Brood-infected Wolverine and Queen Lilandra Neramani. What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again with another action figure review. Continuing Wolverine's 50-year anniversary celebration, we have our number three, talking about 2-pack, as that's what Marvel Legends is doing to celebrate. They're giving us a bunch of 2-packs, of course, starring Wolverine and another character related or associated with him in some form or fashion. This go round, we are looking at Wolverine as he appeared when he was infected by the Brood and started to transform, as his well-known healing factor was combating it. And we also have love of Charles Xavier's life, Queen Lilandra Neramani. We've got them in package. You see what we got going on there. And we will, of course, check the figures out. This is an overview, so we will try to get into it. See the packaging. You got the claw slashes there, Wolverine's logo there at the bottom. We'll do a quick look at the top, or rather the reverse. And you see what we got going on there. Basically, it's a facsimile of an old cover. You know, it's not quite the same as the original take, which, by the way, is down there in the lower right, our lower right. That's kind of the original cover there. As you can see, this is this main pick right here is just to pay homage. You see we've got the number 50 there. That's, you know, to signify the 50 years. And you see the logo, the 50-year thumbnail down there in the lower right of that facsimile comic. We've got artwork of Brood-infected Wolvie on one side, on both sides actually. And so that's how it, get that a little bit centered there. That's how it's going to go down. My thoughts while we're taking a look at both Wolvie, Brood-infected style, and Lilandra. You know, this is the Wolverine 50th anniversary celebration with these 2-packs. And, you know, obviously, once again, even though the star of the show, quote unquote, would be Wolverine in whatever incarnation we're presented with, but the highlight is the highlight is the figure that he comes with, and in this case, it is Lilandra. We've wanted Lilandra for a minute, a real one. We had gotten a head of Lilandra in I believe, I want to say we got it in a Rogue figure. I could be wrong about that, but we got a head sculpt. I think that's what it was, and we, of course, were able to kit bash a Lilandra utilizing a Silver Sable body, which had preceded the head at the time. So we were able to at least do that. And then, like in my case, my kit bash consisted of Silver Sable's body with the Lilandra head, and I used the cape from Shuri, from the Claw Shuri Toys R Us 2-pack. So that's how I was able to get my Lilandra, and you know, that was the fill-in. We didn't know if we would ever really get one. We've got one now, so that's cool. As far as Wolverine is concerned, this is yet another one-off. So we've got, out of the 3 that we've unboxed so far, 2 of the 3 are technically runoffs. We had Patch, which was our first review in the series of 50th anniversary reviews, and now we've got this guy. Logan from the Sabretooth 2-pack, that's not a one-off. We've seen Logan in his cowboy attire several times. This right here, though, that's definitely a one-off. The X-Men, in one of their space adventures, they were going up against the Brood, and Wolvie got infected, and he started to transform, and this was the form that he got to before his healing factor kicked in and reversed everything. So we haven't seen it before or since. So was this necessary? Not necessary. But I guess they had to come up with different iterations to present to us. And here's what we got. They could have. I would have liked to have gotten Wolvie in his, or Logan in his black spy uniform. You know what I'm saying? And we could have gotten maybe, I'm trying to think of the name of his former love. She was a Native American chick, Silver Fox, I think her name was. I could be wrong. But that would have been a nice 2-pack. But we didn't get that. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'm glad to definitely have Lilandra to add to it. She's got, instead of a Silver Sable body, we've got her in her armored regal gown. So let's get these guys off of the base and take a closer look at them. We'll take a look at Brood Wolvie first and get that knocked out. Both Lilandra and Wolvie come with an additional set of hands. In the case of Wolvie, their fists, of course, the claws are retracted. The claw housings painted silver with some black lines there, and that's really all we get for our boy there. As far as our guy himself, trying to get a little bit closer look at him and keep it focused. We want to see what that head sculpt looks like. So now that we've zoomed out a bit to get a closer look, more detailed, you see that he has indeed undergone the transformation. Something to note, the lower jaw, mandible, whatever you want to call it, is articulated. You have to kind of sort of squeeze it in there if you want you want him to have his mouth closed, because it wants to just drop. So, but you can see what we got going on there. We've got the gums look like they're painted kind of purplish, and the teeth looking pretty nasty there. And the other differences, that this is on the basic Wolvie buck. They're all going to be, we know that going in. But the changes that are made, obviously, are his arms. As they got the arms, they've transformed too. They kind of look like they would be Colossus arms if they were shinier. But you see they're all ridged and scaled out. Something to note is that the gloves here is a separate piece that has been more or less attached, glued. There's no articulation there, but it's been attached to this area right there. And then we've got the claws. Now, these are different claws than the old original, get the flimsy, they get twisted and warped claws. They're different, but they're still just as flimsy. And unfortunately, because they are genuinely, let me use my tool here to point more accurately, they're genuinely coming out of the housings, that prevents me from going third party with them. So that's unfortunate. You see that the hands here are open on both sides, and I think Hasbro did that on, obviously they did it on purpose, but what I'm getting at is to make you best be able to recreate the scene that we saw on the back cover of the packaging. So we got that. You got the red belt there, the buckle painted nice and silver. Gotta love that. And really nothing going on in the rear. It's got the articulation we know from the Wolverine body there. These arms, since they're new, they do come pinless, but of the legs, they are pinned. So we do know what's up with that. Here we're comparing our Brute Infected Wolvie with Mustard Brown. So this is basically from this is the figure from the retro card. And I had to go ahead and break out the Brood Queen build a figure from a long time ago. This was back when they were called series and not waves. This was series 18, the Brood Queen wave, or you know what I mean. It wasn't a wave, it was called a series, but it was the Brood Queen, and that was, I want to say, 2007. That's how long ago that was. So yeah, it's been a minute. Anyhow, this is this is the dilemma that our boy Wolverine was facing back then. Okay, we've just got through checking out the star. Now it's time to peep the highlight, and that would be Queen Lilandra Neramani. Lilandra comes as far as accessories. She also comes, as I stated before, a second set of hands. She has one saluting hand, a right hand, and then a fist. So that's really what we got going on there. She also comes with something else, her scepter slash imperial staff. It's molded in a very plasticky looking kind of, if you want to call it gold, gold be my guest. I'm not really feeling this. It should have been painted in the, I think it should have been painted in the 80th anniversary Iron Man's gold colors. What do you guys think? Anyway, let me know that in the comments below. Give a thumbs up while you're down there. I'll revisit that again. Anyway, looking at our girl here, Lilandra, love of Charles Xavier's life. This is, it's a far cry better than any kit bash that we could possibly come up with. And but it is not without its cons, and one of them I want to show you guys straight away. And what I'm talking about is her head sculpt, which is beautiful. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I think I lucked up because I've seen a few of head sculpts. There are a few reviews where what I'm getting at is if you look at her markings along the sides of her eyes, she does have I don't know if that's natural or if they're supposed to be tattoos from her homeworld, but we can see them on mine. It almost wants to be covered up on the left side of her face, but a lot of these figures are coming out where those tats are covered up entirely, barely showing. I guess I was very fortunate, but keep in mind when you pick up yours, if you're so interested, if you are able to do the brick and mortar thing so you can go and, choose for yourself, make sure you peruse. Don't just look to see if there is some bad paint apps or if, two left feet or something like that. Check out her face. Make sure if it's possible with the batch that you'll have to select from that you can see her facial markings. I'm good to go more or less. You can see right there on the left side. It's almost covered up, but it's still showing through. I've seen some portraits where they're almost totally covered up, and you get you end up thinking that Hasbro forgot to paint them in. But be that as it may, it's still a beautiful portrait there. I love the crown with the striping going on, the lines. That's pretty cool. Her cape is it's not removable, so don't try unless you're a customizer and you're willing to take those risks. I'm not a straight up coward. Love superheroes. I'm a coward myself when it comes to doing customizations and stuff. Unless it's some sort of easy kit bash like making a Lilandra, I'm out of that game. But then look at the line work there for her garb, her imperial garb there. She's got the lines going down the front of her torso, and nice cape going on. This cape, I believe we've seen this cape for the first time. I'll have to really zoom out to get the full effect of the cape. And I think this is the first time we've seen this cape. for sure. Of course, molded in blue. And then, of course, the legs black, and her thigh-high boots. You go, girl. Nice and silver. So it's pretty nice. She's got, when you look at her arms, her forearms, the gauntlets on the forearms, they're actually separate and they're loose. You can rotate them. So there is that. She's got all pinless everything. So we know that this is a basically a modified new style female buck, which is pretty nice. Her hands, they're both sea graspers, so you can essentially put her scepter, her staff, whatever you want to call it, in any hand you see fit to do so. And let's see if we can get her to at least do a little something with it. It wants to, let's see right there. I certainly wish I was as good at posing as some of these other cats. But there we go. We got a little bit there, so, it works. Still wish it was painted better than it is, though. I'm sure, no surprise to anyone, I was going to compare our two-pack Lilandra with what I've already described in detail, the kit bash. I did fail to mention the staff, the scepter that I gave the kit bashed Lilandra. I believe it was from an old DC Mattel collector Aquaman. I could be wrong. I can't remember where. I believe that's what it's from. While I've got these two together, look at my kit bash and see the color of that scepter. You guys already know what's going on after this review, right? You know what's getting swapped out. Do I actually have to say it? And equally as predictable a comparison, you knew I had to break out Calark himself. This is Gladiator, Praetor of the Imperial Guard, and quite possibly Lilandra's most staunch and devoted supporter, loyal subject, whatever. But yeah. Anyway, this we've gotten two Gladiators. This is the first one. It comes from the SDCC Thanos Imperative exclusive. And bringing up the rear end, equally as predictable as the last two comparisons, we have the love of her life himself, Professor Charles Xavier. So wrapping up this review of the Marvel Legends Wolverine 50th Anniversary Celebration Deluxe 2-pack consisting of brood-infected Wolverine and Queen Lilandra Neramani. It's another Wolverine 2-pack, so, of course, going in, we already know what to expect. We're going to be getting a whole bunch of Wolvies this year because it is his 50th. It is what it is. We know what time it is when it comes to that. So most of these 2-packs we're getting will be primarily for the other figure. And I would say that I can safely assume that that's the case going around this time, as most people arguably will be getting this 2-pack for Lilandra. And like I said about Wolverine earlier, the brood-infected Wolverine is a one-off. You get him in some, you put him in a miscellaneous display or in a scene trying to replicate what happened back during that storyline. It is what it is. As far as Lilandra is concerned, as I stated before, when it comes to the head sculpt, beautiful head sculpt, but be careful. Make sure if you at all can, inspect, whatever batch of figures you have. If you're fortunate enough to find them in brick and mortars, check to make sure that the helmet isn't covering up her facial markings, because that is part and parcel to her image. That's what she looks like. And if someone didn't know about Lilandra and got the wrong head sculpt, they'd never know that she's supposed to have those markings on the sides of her face up there by her eyes. Other than that, it's pretty cool. A word of warning when it comes to Lilandra: when you want to change out her hands. Make sure that those gauntlets, which are loose and can come off, are pushed all the way down, or else the hands won't fully seat and you could possibly lose, they'll fall off or something like that. So keep that in mind. In terms of, rating the 2-pack, I'm not going to rate any 2-pack. Maybe when I finish them off, I'll rate them. The 4 that we've got already, we're getting another 2-pack with Wolverine and Spider-Man when they were part of the Fantastic Four in these blue costumes. But that's separate from the 4 that's been previously, released right now. Without giving an official rating, I can tell you that this is going to be my least favorite out of the 4. Just straight up going in. It is what it is. Anyhow, tell me what you guys think. Where do you rate this on a scale of anything? Let me know down there in the comment section below. Give a thumbs up to the video. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Hit the bell if you want to be notified the next time I upload another video for your pleasure. We are going to round out our 4 for 4 2-packs celebrating Wolvie's 50th anniversary. Next up, there's no surprise there. It's going to be Wolverine and Psylocke as Lady Mandarin. And these day and age, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that last word, the M word. Anyway, I just did, because for me, that's how it gets done.